Hello everyone, welcome to another video. My name is Hojo, and today what I'm going to be showing you is the first time that I've completed Minecraft 1.17, but I did it with my wife, so this is a co-op game. I don't think I'm going to try to officially submit this as a Minecraft speedrun. The original video was a little over 2.5 hours long. Some of that time was spent just being AFK because we had to take care of some things and I wanted to just leave the world going, so I left the recording going as well. So I'm going to cut those parts out of the video, but I'm sure the in-game timer was somewhere near 2.5 hours. But the first thing that I do is go to the nearest tree, and there did happen to be a village, so that was pretty good luck. This was actually, I want to say, the 7th attempt that we made, where it looked like progress was going really well, or somebody didn't die from something done. So as you see, I'm collecting beds, just getting some resources, mostly food from chests and those hay bales. I see this iron golem, so I decide to lure it and kill it with a wood axe. And then I think I head over to this mountainside to get some stone tools, sort of organize my inventory there. Getting some stone tools. I'm not really sure what Stephanie's up to right now. She might still be looking around at all the houses in the village. Getting some coal here. And then she told me that there was a cave around here, and I had some trouble finding it. Finally did find it. And I just made some torches and went as deep as I could. And I think Stephanie was still sort of doing something up top. I'm not sure what she was doing. Probably gathering her own resources. I got lots and lots of iron. And that's mostly what I did for about the first 20 minutes of the game. And then at some point coming up here, I'm pretty sure was our first little moment of just being AFK. Probably had to go handle something in the house. But I mean, when you're married and have kids, I guess that's bound to happen. Can't really get too good at Minecraft. Anyway, there she is. I think I was trying to guide her. Oh yeah, she needed to do something topside. That's why we went to bed. So she wanted it to be daytime. And I just kept gathering iron, as you can see. Lighting up the caves. Our goal was basically to get plenty of food, plenty of armor. I think we may have ended up finding diamonds as we went down to try to find lava. But that's going to be not for a little while, because like I said, I gathered lots and lots of iron. Over a stack, as you can see from my inventory there. It's all getting smelted. I think I'm trying to show Stephanie how to get back to my furnaces. And just keep getting iron. Just kind of, honestly, kind of really just wasting a lot of time from a sort of speedrunning perspective. But we just wanted to be safe. We're more interested in completing the game, not necessarily on doing it all that fast. And at this point, I'm slowing down the video because I wanted to show you that at a certain point, I almost pressed quit, but I decided to just leave the game running, and it went AFK here for a little while. So let me speed this up. Actually, I think I'll just cut it out and get to the next moment where I start actually doing something. So there you go. I start moving around again, getting myself situated, checking my inventory. So let's just speed up until we get to maybe finding some diamonds or going into the nether, something like that. Alright, I think after deciding to get some gravel so I can actually make a nether portal light up, I decided to go down, and I'm going down to Y6 because Stephanie told me apparently in 1.17 that's the Y level you want to get to. And I start hearing some lava pops, so I'm following that, trying to find it, and there it is. And I find out that I'm a little bit too low, so Y6 ended up being too low for this lava. Ended up going back up to your typical Y11 and start making the nether portal. Unfortunately, I actually end up placing one of the lava buckets in the wrong spot, and I have to break this block of obsidian with an iron pickaxe. So that took a little while, but after that I decided to break the rest of these blocks and actually do the nether portal the right way and just open it up, so Stephanie should be able to find it. I think she ended up having a little bit of trouble finding it anyway. And then I decided to go looking around, and then I find some diamonds. I'm like, oh, what else is back here? I've already decided that I have enough iron, but one of the things that we're going to end up needing is gold. So I just take a look around, see how much gold I can find so we can get some gold boots so that the piglins don't give us any trouble while we're in the nether. So let's speed that up until we get into the nether. I think I mined those diamonds and some gold. So we have, each of us end up having a diamond pickaxe and even a regular diamond axe as well. So let's speed up to that point. So like I said, just trying to get gold for gold boots. Ended up in, I think I got like 8 diamonds there, but then Stephanie ended up telling me that she found some diamonds as well, so we were able to get quite a few diamond tools. We got our gold boots, and we're basically ready to get into the nether. I was clearing out my inventory of all that stuff I don't need, lighting up the portal. It sounds really weird when it's sped up. That's a very strange sound. So there you can see I have a diamond pickaxe and a diamond axe, and I've got a bucket of lava, and I'm ready to go into the nether. Let's do it. The thing about this nether spawn, if I can remember, is that it spawned right next to a nether fortress, which was very lucky. We decided to pillar up here, and no mobs messed with us. We didn't get knocked back and fall off. So yeah, that was pretty lucky. One of the things that I thought about doing later, I think I might have done it in an earlier attempt, but since I had diamond pickaxes in an earlier attempt, I actually mined some obsidian to take into the nether with me, and I thought I had done that on this run, and that ended up costing me a lot of time, because in order to get the obsidian, I had to do a lot of trading with piglins. So we were like mining the gold, turning the nuggets into ingots, and yeah, that ended up being a whole thing. So first thing we do when we get into the nether is try to find a blaze spawner, and we derp our way to, I think, about 9 inrods. So let's speed it up for that. We ended up deciding to make shields since we didn't have any flame resistance potions. We were just kind of really getting lost inside this nether fortress, trying to find an end spawner. Eventually we find one after we go back sort of near where we started, and just taking a turn. That was pretty interesting, watching that hoglin there. And yeah, this is obviously not something you're probably used to seeing if you watch speedrunning videos, because we were scared, we didn't want to die, and we're not very good at killing blaze rods, even though we were playing in easy mode. So this is how this went. We were just kind of fighting, getting caught on fire, eating food, running away, recovering our health, and repeat the process over and over again until we ended up getting... we set a goal for, I think it was 7, but maybe 8. But I think we ended up getting 9. Maybe we only did get 7 or 8. I'm not sure. But generally what we would want to have is like 7 Inrods so that we can get 14 Eyes of Ender. So at this point it looks like we got enough Inrods, and we're just trying to get out of here at this point. But before we leave, I think I checked my quadrant, and if I remember correctly, we were in the negative quadrant. Now I remember thinking at the time that negative meant that we were in the south, I want to say south east. My mind just thinks that, but that's like completely the opposite. We would have been in the northwest if we were in the negative quadrant. And I think I decided that we needed to head south to go toward maybe negative positive or positive negative. So I would have been heading to the southwest quadrant. And this is actually, this section of the run is where we ended up spending and wasting most of our time on this run, because we went from quadrant to quadrant to quadrant, bridging and just looking and looking. And we didn't really want to give up because we had gotten the Inrods, and that's where we had been failing all the other previous attempts. So with Inrods in hand, we felt sort of confident and determined to finish a run. So we kept basically traversing the Nether, and ordinarily I feel like anybody would probably just reset the run if they're just trying to get a completion in a good time, but we weren't too concerned with time. We just wanted to get a completion in. So let's speed it up until we find well, basically what ended up happening, I'll just explain it to you before I start speeding it up, was we traversed through the Nether for a good long time, and we end up getting all of our, well, a majority of the Ender Pearls from killing Endermen by putting them in boats. I think we did get one Ender Pearl trade from one of the piglins, so that helped boost it maybe by like 4 Ender Pearls. But mostly what we did was, yeah, climb up, like pillar up, boat down, bridge across. As you can see there, I was really surprised by that. I didn't know, but apparently this is a new thing. If your boat lands on flame or you catch your boat on fire, it'll just disappear. I think I tried attempting that in an earlier attempt because I had heard that if you set a boat on fire, it'll go a further distance. But in 1.17, apparently if your boat catches on fire, it'll just disappear. But anyway, enough talk. Let's speed it up. So I just checked, and it looks like we ended up spending around an hour and a half in the Nether. So I'm trying to decide right now as I watch this if like all this is actually worth watching, because even though I sped it up, what I've been speeding it up to is about 6 times faster than normal speed. But when you have an hour and a half, that's like 15 minutes. So I don't want you guys, even in times 6 speed, watching 15 minutes of us basically derping through the Nether. But I'm just gonna sit back and watch it and maybe decide if I want to like cut some parts out or just let the whole thing go. I mean, the sounds at this speed are so funny. Like right here, why didn't I just decide to take those obsidian? I guess I thought I had obsidian at this point because of the earlier runs. I I wasn't aware that we just didn't have obsidian. And I guess I didn't have the forethought even here while trading with these piglins, because I'm pretty sure I decided to save the obsidian. I noticed I had 5, but I don't even remember that I just passed a broken nether portal that I could have stolen the... I stole the gold off of it, but I didn't steal any of the obsidian. So that's unfortunate. I don't know how much time that cost us, but it was at least a good, I would say, 10-15 minutes extra time spent in the nether. Like, we do a lot of just digging, bridging, pillaring, boating, trying not to die, fighting endermen. And I mean, it's kind of comical seeing it all in this super high speed, but yeah, it goes on for a long time. And I'm surprised we actually stuck it out and tried to keep going with it. So I'm curious what you guys think as far as this sort of video goes. Is this a type of video you want to see again in the future, where basically it's just showing us trying to beat the game as noobs? There was a I don't know if any of you used to play or still play StarCraft 2, but there used to be a YouTuber who would make videos of people who played in the Bronze League, which is like the lowest league. Right here, by the way, let me just take a moment. I was actually waiting for Stephanie to get back on. She was taking care of stuff, so I was just kind of waiting around. So I decided to like widen that bridge. That's why it looked like I was wasting time doing that. But anyway, I was back to what I was saying about the YouTuber. His name was Husky StarCraft, and he would do casts of these really poor performance Bronze League games. And for some reason, me personally, I found it very, very entertaining to watch people with skill levels perhaps comparable to mine, if not worse than my skill level, play the game, while a professional StarCraft like esports commentator was giving commentary on the game. I found that very entertaining. And as you can see, there's nothing really going on. We're just trying to get to the quadrants and try to find a structure. I was actually looking for a bastion, and as we were going on, we were collecting gold and maybe even doing a quick trade with any piglins we ran into. But that's basically what's going on, is I'm just trying to traverse through the nether, checking each quadrant if it looked like... I think I ended up doing like a almost a horseshoe shape to get through to all the different quadrants. I ended up being in all 4 different quadrants in order to find something. And we just ended up basically getting to a point where we find a warped forest. That's what we were doing. It was like Stephanie wanted to find a warped forest in order to get the ender pearls. I decided I was personally trying to find a bastion because I wanted to take on the bastion. We probably wouldn't have completed this run if we did find a bastion. We probably would have died and then just done a reset. But since we ended up finding a warped forest eventually, we were using a strat where you get the enderman into the boat and then just killing the enderman while he's trapped in the boat. And here we have a little fun with some hoglins. The lava sounds like water when you put it down at this speed. It's hilarious. And I'm surprised that my shift key didn't stop working on me and I ended up falling in the lava. But that didn't happen. I got some more lava since I left my other one back there with the hoglins. And yeah, we're just going through the nether, like so many blocks through the nether. I think we may be close to finding... No, look, we found... Yeah, we ended up finding another nether fortress, which we didn't need, obviously. And I think I do a lot of, like, just digging through ground here. at some point. So I'm just going to speed it up until we get to the warp forest and start dealing with the Enderman. Not speed it up, actually. I'm going to cut to that part of the video. Alright, so we ended up finding the warped forest. And we're basically just attracting Endermen to get into the boat with us. Or not with us, but get trapped in the boat. Then we kill it and get some Ender Pearls. And then after we get enough pearls, we start getting this gold here and trading with the piglins. Trapping them in there. So yeah, that's basically what ended up happening. And the reason we were trading was at first for the Ender Pearls as well, but then we realized that we needed obsidian if we were going to fast travel to the overworld, because there's no way I was going to try to figure out how to get back to our original portal. That just wasn't going to happen. So let's cut to the making of the portal. Alright, so here was the last trades with one of the other piglins that we trapped, and that was the very last bit of obsidian that I needed to build the portal. And I ended up doing it the way I wasn't intending to, so I decided to readjust, and then we make the portal. And I'm trying to be very careful here and not mess it up, because then I'd have to spend the time breaking it. And then I'm pretty sure Stephanie was still AFK at this point, because she was just waiting for me to go mine gold and then bring it back, do the trades. It got pretty tedious there for a while. But now we're back to the overworld. I'm going to craft up some Eyes of Ender with the blaze rods and Ender Pearls, and then do our first Ender Pearl toss. And I press F3 to look at the debug screen so that I can see there's a number that indicates which direction you're looking. So I can kind of make sure that my azimuth is continuously correct as I run in a certain direction. But let's speed it up until we decide to start digging down and actually get into the stronghold. So just I was a little worried, because after I threw the first pearl, I decided to kind of go offset and see if the angle went back toward the original line in any capacity, and it kind of looked like it was just still straight. So I was thinking we had a long way to go. So we're hopping over these trees. This is like dark oak foresty thing. And once I got to another clearing, I decided to throw another pearl. And I'm trying to figure out if we had to go back at this point or continue forward. I think we were still continuing forward, yeah. So I think at this point we're kind of going over the stronghold, because once I get through this little nick of the woods, I throw it and realize we had to come back. And so what I did was I offset myself to sort of line it up, and then we decided to go down right here. And I wasn't too confident that we were going to find the stronghold, but we actually ended up finding it, and there was a lot of mobs down there waiting for us when we found it. And then the next challenge that we had to overcome was actually finding the portal room. And the portal room actually ended up being kind of where we entered into the stronghold, but we looked all over the place actually before coming back to where we started. See how right there was like a few different ways we could go? I mean, this is a very pivotal decision that you're making here, very critical decision, because any one of these three pathways is going to lead you deeper and deeper into the stronghold. And, you know, two of them might not lead you anywhere, might not lead you where you want to go. So you can waste a lot of time looking down the wrong corridors or the wrong part of the maze of the stronghold, which is what we ended up doing. And then we came back and found the right way eventually. So let's speed that up. So this only ended up being about 6 minutes of looking around. It felt like a lot longer, but compared to how long we spent in the Nether, this wasn't very much time at all. And I mean, obviously, if this was a normal speed run, spending 6 minutes in the stronghold just looking for the end portal is not ideal. That's the difference between a world record or not, for sure. But yeah, not too much exciting stuff, just kind of going around, lighting up, killing mobs. And I'm even trying to like dig through walls to see if there's parts of the stronghold that are just being hidden and there's like a secret way to get to it. We even found a yellow axolotl right there. So that's, I guess, kind of just proof, if you couldn't tell from the other mechanics of the game changes, that this was 1.17. And I don't know if you noticed that there, but there was a wall behind that door, and I broke the wall, and it actually ended up being connected to more stronghold. So we finally find the portal. I try to do my cool, like, hop into the lava on top of a block trick, but then I realized, like, I want to reset my spawn first. Set my spawn. It actually was nighttime at this point, so we needed to put 2 beds down. Because, yeah, you can't, obviously you can't go to bed by yourself, so I put a bed down as well. And I think after we set our spawns, I ended up resetting it to the other bed. I decided to like clear out my inventory or get ready to fight the dragon. And honestly, the dragon fight is just really ugly. I tried to use beds to blow the dragon up. I don't know if this is just something new with 1.17, or I just don't have the skill at this point to do it. I haven't practiced it really at all. But I've seen some speedruns, and I thought, just based on watching them, that I could figure it out. But that wasn't the case. So the way the dragon actually dies, unfortunately, I wasn't able to catch it on video because Stephanie was the one who ended up delivering the killing blow. And I'll try to explain what happened. But let's just speed up the majority of the fight, and I'll try to explain it as it speeds by. And then I'll slow it down at the end for the final moments before the dragon dies. Alright, so after getting everything set up, we hop into the end, and we mine our way up through the end stone to see the dragon. And we did have, through all the trades, some spectral arrows, and then killing skeletons, some arrows and bows. So we were trying to just shoot down some of the end crystals so that the dragon obviously couldn't get its health back through healing. And we ended up dying a few times, getting our stuff back, and continuing the process. Here I am picking up my inventory, readjusting things, putting basically my armor back on. And I tried to do a couple beds here, and it was a bit scary, considering all the fire. If I were to die and my stuff ended up in the flames, I would have lost it. So I was trying to be careful. And ultimately, it really wasn't working out, especially considering I hadn't destroyed all the crystals. So this ended up being a pretty big waste. At this point, I think I decided that what was most important was to remove all the nether crystals, or end crystals, whatever they're called. I think he launches me up here really high, and I end up dying. I didn't get the water bucket out fast enough. And I'm trying to think whether or not we ended up... Actually, I think I pillar up this tower, and we end up destroying the last few end crystals. Starting with this one, and there was another one that I shot right there. And that was basically it. I boat down. I used, at least I tried to use the last few beds that I had to bring its damage down. And I was able to bring the damage down a little bit. There I died again. Picked up my stuff. I never ended up getting my water back into my bucket. So yeah, I'm trying to do the bed trick. It's just not really working out for me. I thought maybe if I put the crying obsidian up one higher, it would have worked. And there it did some damage, but I just don't have the timing down. I'm too slow. I don't have the speed, I guess, in order to pull it off. Once I noticed him perching and getting the beds there, I'm prepared to continue blowing him up. It wasn't working out. So basically going between trying to blow him up with beds and then shooting him with arrows is how it kind of went. And we're getting him pretty low at this point. I managed to pick up some arrows. I had 23 arrows left. And I was getting a lot of good shots off on him. And I started missing a lot, sadly. I have 7 arrows left, and I get him down pretty low. And I picked up one, because if you miss, you can pick him back up. But that's how low I got him down. And once, basically, the arrows... We ran out of arrows, because they'll despawn eventually. Once we ran out of arrows, I decided, we had to figure out what we were going to do. So I decided that I was going to just, wait for him to fly by, and I was going to whack him with my axe. So I started pillaring up. And since I was doing that, Stephanie actually had the same idea. She builds another portal. I never see her build it. Maybe you can hear it. I'm not sure. She hasn't even started yet. But she'll pillar up sort of nearby. You can see her under me, kind of maybe starting to do it. And I think I get knocked off here and die. And as I'm back at the stronghold, I'm looking are there any arrows? I'm thinking do I want to go kill a skeleton? And this is when Stephanie tells me that she did it. So I hop back in, because she apparently pillared up and was successful in hitting the dragon midair with her axe, where I was unsuccessful. So kudos to her for being able to pull that off. That's some pretty Major League Gaming skills right there. But there you go. It ended up killing her as well. She fell to her death after killing the dragon. And she's heading back here, and we'll just end the video once we hop into the end. I think I do the command for showing the seed here at the end, but thank you guys so much for sticking around for a half hour to watch us be noobs in trying to complete our very first game at Minecraft 1.17. See you guys next time. Bye.